How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I just want to do a quick video about the new macro lens for the DJI OSMO Action 6. It's probably the most anticipated accessory so far for the Action 6, and I think it is actually going to be a little bit of a game changer for action cameras, and especially this new camera by DJI, which came out last week. So yeah, it is the macro lens, and it's quite cool. It's quite large, I'll be honest with you, but really the point of today's video is just to test it out and see what it's about, see how it works. And I mean, it's a pretty grim and grey, dull day in London today. I'm in a park in Kennington, so it's not low light as such, but it's grim. We'll do a bit of low light testing under the trees over there in a sec. But yeah, today's video is just about testing the macro lens and see how it goes. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, and settings wise, I'm on manual, complete manual, so 1/50 is shutter speed. I have seen there's some improvements with the jitter now when you're in lower shutter speed, so we can test that as well. ISO range 100 to 1600. But yeah, let's get into it and see how the macro lens works. So what does this lens actually do? Well, it's a macro lens. If you know what that means, it allows you to get up close and personal to your subjects, pretty much, whether that be people or plants. It just allows you to really get in there and see the smaller details. And as we know, action cameras don't generally have a very good close focus setting. It's actually probably about 30 and 40 centimeters is a good distance normally for a action camera. So this is just going to allow us to get much more up close and personal to, say, your subject. And also it's going to help us get a little bit of background blur. And as we know, action cameras do not have any background blur whatsoever, so this is quite a nice little step forward for action cameras. I mean, the Pocket 3 does, but apart from that, I'm not really too sure if there is an action camera that can get a little bit out of focus in the background. So how does it look? I'm about probably 30 centimeters away in the face setting on the macro lens. Does it look okay? Can you tell it's a little bit out of focus compared to normal with the normal lens on? Yeah, let me know what you think. So essentially, the macro lens for the Action 6 allows you to unlock the f2 aperture permanently. So it's a variable aperture normally, so it's from f2 to f4. You also get the starburst at f4 with the macro lens, but essentially the macro lens allows you to get f2 and have it at f2 constantly, which essentially allows more light into the sensor, which will hopefully enhance low light performance. As I said earlier, it's getting pretty dull and dark here in London, and to me, on the front OLED screen, it looks like there's pretty good exposure on me, the subject, my background, the clouds. You can see a little bit of detail in the clouds up there, but the main thing, I'm nice and sharp. So I'm on the macro lens, on the face setting, on the little dial, so you can change the dial at the front of the lens to sort of full infinity focus, or macro, which is the closest setting for focus. Yeah. So how do I look? Is my background behind me a little bit out of focus, or does it look pretty similar? Yeah, let me know down below. Sorry, excuse that siren. Yeah, let me know. Is the background out of focus, or does it look pretty sharp? Obviously, it's not comparable to a mirrorless camera or something with a big, wide lens like f1 to f1.2, f1.4, or even f2 on a full frame camera, because it's a small little action camera. But from what I've seen in my tests, it does look better. There's definitely out of focus areas now with this macro lens attachment. So yeah, thumbs up there, DJI. This is great. So it is actually getting pretty dark here in London. The floodlights have just come on, so this is, I'd say we're in pretty low light conditions. I don't like using super night mode. It makes the picture a bit grainy and just a bit soft. So with this new macro lens, you should be able to have much better improved low light scenarios because of that f2 aperture. It's just allowing more light to hit the sensor. It is pretty dull, it's pretty dark now, so with that f2 aperture, I'm on 150th, I'm in manual, I'm on ISO, I said earlier, 100 to 1600. So yeah, hopefully that the low light performance here is looking okay. So what might con be of this? Well, it kind of makes the Action 6 not pocketable anymore. It is quite large, the actual macro lens, and it protrudes quite a lot out of the body of the Action 6. So an action camera that's not really pocketable, not ideal, but I think the performance upgrade in low light situations and the out of focus backgrounds, and not bokeh as such, but just, you know, up close and personal with subjects and detail shots, I think outweighs the size of the macro lens on top of the body essentially. But yeah, not ideal that you can't, well, you can fit it in a pocket, but it doesn't slip in, it might snag a little bit. Why might you want this new macro lens for the Action 6? Well, it gives you much more creative control, so you can get up close to your subjects, whatever you're filming, by just turning the lens. It gives you a few options there, i.e. the face mode, which I'm in now, and then also the macro mode, so you can just get in and see all the detail. It's going to give you better background blur as well, which you don't get with action cameras, so that is a big benefit there. It just allows you to, you know, focus in on the subject, add that little bit of cinematic flair to your videos. But yeah, if you can justify it, the price, the extra £100 or whatever it is, I would definitely give it a go. I think it does add quite a lot to an action camera, so there is just a few more possibilities that you are able to do with it. So yeah, give it a go, see what it's like, enjoy the background blur, enjoy that close focus you've never been able to get with action cameras before. The Insta360 Go Ultra has something similar, which is the Titan kit, the Toddler Titan kit, and that just allows you, essentially it's just a macro lens, but it doesn't give you quite the same effect of the background blur, but similar in terms of how close you can get things, how well you can focus and get in there nice and close to your subject or whatever you want to film. Yeah, it just gives you a few more creative possibilities when you are filming with this action camera. Okay, I think that's it, to be honest with you. Just a quick video on the new macro lens attachment for the Action 6. I didn't want it to be too long. I just wanted to sort of talk about the basic features and what you can do with it and how it might enhance your videos. But I hope you found it useful. Yeah, there'll be plenty more going into sort of the more creative shots you can do with this. I'll shoot that one probably in the next few days. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Cheers.